Hey guys, welcome back to day 2, working with the feral puppies. So we continue to observe their activity, making sure that they're peeing, they're pooping, they're eating, and they're starting to feel a little more curious, and little by little we see a decrease in anxiety as they acclimate to the environment. So let's jump right in, let's watch a few video clips from day 2, and I'll offer some tidbits along the way. Feeding is the most important thing for us to observe to make sure that the puppies are comfortable enough to be eating. We started out feeding them in the crate to make sure that they were actually eating their food. And then we started moving the food outside of the crate to make sure that they were confident enough and curious enough and hungry enough to move outside the comfort of the crate. And our observation is that Herbie, the more confident one, he came out first, he ate first. Then Henry, he came out second, and ultimately Callie, she's the most apprehensive of the three. As we observed them getting more comfortable feeding, we started moving the food dish a little bit further away from the outside of the crate so they would have to go out to eat. I also presented my 6-year-old female Sable to them as well, just to show them another dog around us with the hopes that it offers a little more comfort to them being in the presence of us. The most important aspect of using food and feeding to help build a dog's confidence and comfort, especially with these feral puppies, is to make sure that we do this slowly in increments, first feeding in the crate, then outside the crate, then slowly moving it a little further away from the crate. Using food and their hunger is really an effective means to help them acclimate to the new environment and acclimate to the presence of us. We just have to make sure that we don't go too far, too fast, and we do it at their pace. We want to make sure that feeding and eating is as positive as possible. This was the moment on day 2 that both my wife and I, we were like super excited to see this. This was the first time that they really started to play and exhibit normal, comfortable puppy behavior. Now granted, this was inside the crate, but nevertheless, they were comfortable enough to engage in play. We were super excited to see this. And this isn't just about play, obviously, it's about their comfort, but it's also about us observing their level of play. Do they escalate? Do they have good bite inhibition where they don't get too rough? They don't spike or get overstimulated. They offer each other what we call calming signals, where they might disconnect from play for a split second if it gets too rough. These are all the kinds of things that we're observing right now, and most importantly, we're seeing that their most relaxed states are while they're in the crate. And that's okay. Again, we don't want to push them too far too fast. We want them to act like puppies. We want them to exhibit normal puppy behavior and as comfortable as possible. And if that means that this occurs in the crate right now, that's okay. We're not worried about having them getting too overstimulated or excited in the crate, as long as they're interacting socially and appropriately. As they progress, they will take this play and their comfort outside of the crate, and that's really what we're looking for. But this was a huge success on day 2 for these little puppies. This was day 2 observations with the new puppies, and like I mentioned before, this was such a huge success for them to start eating and coming outside of the crate a little more, and most importantly, they started to engage in play and appropriate social interactions with each other, and that is huge. And although their comfort level with us just isn't there yet, that's okay, right? It's all about comfort and acclimating to the environment first, and most importantly, observing how they interact with each other, how they interact with feeding, peeing, pooping, drinking water, all that stuff. You gotta keep it simple. And like I said, I'm gonna beat a dead horse, and you're gonna be sick of hearing me say it, but too damn bad. We have to take it slow, and we have to allow them to progress at their own rate. And hey, if you missed day 1, I'll throw the link up there. Make sure you check that out. And stay tuned. I'm going to be posting day 3 soon, and then day 4, 5, and 6. And then I'll be doing weekly progress videos so you can observe their journey week by week as their behavior, their training, and their social skills improve. And if this is your first time here on my channel, take a peek around. If you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel. Click that bell so you get notified when I upload new content. And I'll see you soon on day 3.